Hello. Today we're doing a Damba VOD for I really don't know how to say his name, but I think it's Iux. I'm sorry, I don't know, but he's a member of my Discord server and he's pretty cool. He's Plat 1 right now and he's playing the Damba. So starting off, he's playing double support with a Damba, which is kind of rough. Without an off tank on Serpent Beach, and this is one of the worst. Serpent Beach is one of the maps where you absolutely need an off tank, otherwise you just have no control over high ground. And you're against an Ashe, so she's kind of free this game. She just pushes into your DPS and bullies you. So you need to be playing a bit safer because you don't have space. Let's see the loadout. Let's pause here. Okay, so you're playing Eerie Presence 4, Possession 5, so Spirits 4. I feel like your fillers could be a bit better, but like they're just fillers. This really shouldn't affect your gameplay at all.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. Damage Grok. I don't really think this is a good damage Grok game, but yeah. Okay, so you should be starting on high ground, but then if Ashe decides to push, you should just kind of play in mid, honestly, because you're not going to be able to hold high ground with a Strix. Yeah, this is a rough match. Let's see how it goes. I actually don't know what happens. Fast forward. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick.
Where do I go?
Okay, you're starting on high ground. This is good. This is good. This is good. And horse. Gourd point. Oh. You can gourd point for ult charge, so Inara stands in it. Did not have to drop here. If you're on high ground, you could be behind the Strix instead of like trying to look up to save them. You also could be healing your enemy if you're high ground a lot better. Wait that extra second to go around the corner so you can get a good gourd off. Okay, I don't like where you're playing. You're playing down here, so you have to keep making this like corner rotation every like 2 seconds just to get a heal to the barrack, and then walk up here to heal whoever's there, then go back here to heal the barrack, and then walk over here. You get the idea. One thing you could do is like play here, which is a little riskier, but like 2 of them are dead, so you have less to worry about. You just heal and then heal, you know. Or you could be back here. This is safe. Like you're not gonna be able to do much except for heal, but you can heal well. Heal there, heal there, heal there. You can literally just be standing right here. No one's shooting you, right? What I would be doing here, since nobody's on their high ground and their Andros balls deep, you can play here. Just like walk down with your team. Here, you can be shooting to do damage, stunning to do stun things, healing your Andro, and you can just gourd onto the barrack if you need to, right? If you were playing here, you have your slither, you can like walk back here, and if you get shot, you just slither across. It's no biggie. So yeah, I think that positioning could be better. Your barrack's also not touching the point for some reason. But yeah, let's keep going. There we go. Like you're kind of waiting to like get fucked, right? Like if the Ashe comes over here, the Andrew can't 1v1 an Ashe. If she just decides to run here, there's nowhere for you to retreat. What does that sound? Okay. There's nowhere for you to retreat except for like down, across, mid, out, and you're gonna die if they have any kind of like game sense, right? Like your dredge is you're gonna get harpooned by dredge, or spam by dredge, or like anything, you know? So there's no good path of retreat over here, because if someone comes over here, you're dead. If someone comes over here, you have to like make this rotation to get out, right? So play on high ground. Doesn't like either high ground. Yeah. You could be shooting the Inara because like, okay, you're doing what I do. Oh, look, the Ashe is running at you. This is exactly what I predicted. Yo, you didn't help the Strix. You just left the Strix behind. What? The Strix tried to help you, and then you just let him die. You could like potentially do something and scare the Ashe off if you just stayed there. Like Ashe does 400 damage a second, right? Like you literally do more damage than Ashe. If you're with Strix, you guys can actually win this fight. Except you like ran across mid into this part, which you in general don't want to play because it's really hard to get line of sight. Yeah. So positioning, I think I've beat the dead horse enough. You get the point. Don't play here, play up there, or just like play with the team. Don't play in this little dead corner here. Unless you have no other option. Okay, you're doing exactly what I used to do. Damage dealt, look at that. You're literally like 70 damage above Saris right now. You could be shooting the tanks, shoot the tanks, shoot the tanks, just shoot them. You stunning them doesn't really do anything. Like, think about it, right? If the Inara's here, and the barracks right here, the barracks not gonna miss. So you stunning Inara does nothing, right? You stunning her just means you're missing out on the damage you could be doing if you're shooting. Ashe can dash, right? But you're shooting the Inara. You're shooting at whoever's like, you're shooting at either of them, but your Eric's shooting at Inara, so you should shoot at Inara just to kill Inara faster. Ashe like stun to disrupt her dash, like fair enough, but just shoot the Inara, right? Like don't reload spam out of muscle memory. That's what I'm still working on, honestly. But yeah. That's a long shot. It's okay. It's a thought that counts. Okay. So you're like still like you're like playing right where I would go if I was the enemy main tank, right? And this is not where you want to be. You're gonna get the point, yeah, but like positioning wise, it's awful. Like you can get shot at from here, you can get shot at from here, you can get shot at from their high ground. Like if you have downtime and your team's like making space, you either want to follow your team and be aggressive, or you want to rotate so that if the enemy does come back for a touch, you have a good position. So it's either right here. Actually, it's definitely right here, because like if someone comes around here, you can like run and be gone before they hear. Or you could play back with your Strix. You can get good line of sights over here. But you're just in like the ground zero of a retouch right now. And I know you get the point, but like that's not my intention. Yeah, like you reload stunning here doesn't do anything, just shoot the dredge. Like he's peeking the corner in a very predictable way. Yeah, if you're on high ground, you would not get shot at PV. Heal your Angel, heal your Angel, heal your Angel. Oh, your Angel's dead. Okay, okay, so like, this is what I'm talking about. You're like throwing all these stuns out, and you hit a stun, and then what do? You do nothing. You just run away. Just like, shoot her, you know? Like, you hit the stun, shoot her. If you get out damaged by Saris here, like, that's kind of yikes. You're getting out damaged by Saris here. Getting text, sorry. Sorry, okay, let's keep going. EV's shooting you. Actually, you hit one stun so far, and it's done nothing. So you should be shooting more. Shoot the Inara, shoot the Inara. She's shooting at you, shoot at her. Oh. You are Ceres with a snake. This is not good. You are heal botting very, very hard right now. Okay, you have your ult. You could be looking at opportunities for your team. Resolve check. No resolve at all on the enemy team. So you don't want to fear Eevee or Inara unless you know for sure they don't have it. Okay, let's see what happened here. Where's your barrack? Your barrack's dead. Okay. So you're on point. Like if your point tank is dead, you need to be like in the off lane. Actually, you just generally want to be in the off lane anyway. Like you're just dying a lot because actually that's like the first time you died, right? But you're putting yourself in situations where you're taking a lot of damage for no reason at all. If the EV is over there, like if you're over here and the Eevee's over there, she shoots at you for free. You can't really do anything. You have to waste your Slither to get out. You have to waste your Gourd to heal yourself, right? If you're on the high ground with your Strix, or like just on high ground by yourself, like your team's over here, your Eevee has to like shoot long range shots that you can honestly just dodge because they're slow. The Inara can't touch you. The Dredge like has to peek to get angles on you. Like you're so much safer on high ground, right? Especially against blasters, which you're against like 3 blasters right now. 4 blasters actually, but yeah. So anyway, you're dead. So your team should be falling back. You're running right down the middle again. Okay, you have your ult. I think I've talked enough about positioning now. Like, okay, heal priority, like heal the person who's taking damage right next to you. I think that's just like a misplay. You have ult. If he peeks a bit further, you can ult him off. Like, if you're here anyway, like you might as well like be here, shoot that corner and scare him off the edge. Free kill for your team. Huge kill for your team because he's their main source of damage. Yeah, that could be big. Or if your Andrew starts going in, or your Strix is like anywhere there, you can fear the Ceres, and then she'll like run into line of sight, but that's not the time for that now. Yeah. There are potential big fears here. Let's see if you do it. Big stun, big stun. Shoot it, shoot it. Nice, good stun. That's a good stun. You know, stun with intent. Don't stun for the fuck of, like, for just for the sake of it, you know? Okay, so how'd you even die? You died because you were on mid, like, completely exposed. As a support, it's kind of hard to play on this map as a support. There's really only one route you can take, and that's, like, here. Honestly, here or, like, way back here. Otherwise, you're going to get shot at for free. So, yeah, like, this is not good. You can get shot at from there, there, there. Like, it's really easy to kill you. High ground, high ground, high ground.
Seconds remaining.
You're getting deft hands when you've landed 2 stuns, only one of which has been helpful, and you've done like negative damage. You should be getting Haven. Backboard. Your Strix wants to move. Unlucky. Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. If you weren't like stunning for no reason, you could be doing so much more damage. Okay, let's see what happens.
Capture point spawning in 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3.
Okay, you're on high ground.
2, 1.
You have your ult, so if you get pushed by the Ashe... Okay, I don't like this. Like, you're here, right? You should be hugging this corner to take less damage. Like this corner, so Dredge, like, you can, like, heal, you know? Or here, heal, and, like, shoot down this corridor. You're basically guaranteed to hit someone, like, because you're shooting down a ramp, right? Instead, you're playing out here, so when Inara ults, you can, like, slither back here, which is what I would have done. Or you just, like, slither, like, out here, where if Dredge was there, you have no idea where Dredge is, let's be real, right? So, if Dredge starts harpooning you here, then you have to drop down here, and then you lose all your good positioning, right? So, retreat so that, if you're retreating, put your team between you and the enemy. Dredge got a fat ult off, because these guys peeked. That's just unlucky, not really on you. But, yeah, positioning. And then knowing when to give up your positioning, and then, like, what positioning to exchange it for. Like, right here, you're alone, you can't help your team, and, like, that boy's about to, like, gobble you up, right? Let's continue. Good stun, good stun. Yeah. Like, if you were back here... Honestly, you should have just... Like, you were going to lose that fight. You lost 2 people right in the beginning. So... If you somehow survive that... yeah, I'd actually probably be dead anyway. Let's be real. Like, your DPS are dead. Yeah, we're just focusing on yours, not that of your team, because that's not really helpful. Like, the Saris is positioning more, like, badly, because she's literally running onto the point. Why are you stunning? Shoot her! Just shoot her! Oh. She could actually be dead if you shot her. Gored her, okay, yeah. Alright, you don't want to be on point here. You really don't want to be on point here. Alright. You're playing in mid again. This is kind of yikes. Okay, this is fine. Now you're zoning, right? Now your team's zoning. Your Strix is low. You should be looking back. He's at half health. Behind you, you know, sometimes. Your Strix is still half health. Okay, now he's healed out of combat because you gave him no choice, right? You don't want to like do that to your team. If you can help it, you always want to heal them. Okay, you've done like maybe like 2,000 like primary fire damage this entire game. Rest has been like gore damage or like actually just gore damage. Just shoot her, just shoot her, just shoot her. Why are you running away? You're full HP. You're full HP. You have DR. How much DR do you have? DR 5. So like you can just shoot this Ashe, honestly. Like force her to like use her shield, which she did anyway for no reason. Like she's also full health. Like, you can shoot her, you can stun her, you can gourd so that you're damaging her and healing yourself. Like, you win this matchup against Ashe, low-key. And if she ults you, you can slither out of it. And then you force out a good ult, right? Like, just be more, like, ballsy, you know? Don't just slither. Also, you're slithering, like, ahead of your team, which is bad. If I were you, I would, like, slither down here. Like, maybe play around this corner. But Eevee's up there. Maybe you saw that. I didn't. But yeah. Like, you can do things as Dom, but you're not like a little damsel in distress. Okay, Ashe just ulted. You need to help your backline. Your Strix just died. You're stunning an invincible character. What does that do? Nothing. Shooter, 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 shooter. You're like also missing, you know? Like, I think you're... I don't know what your sensitivity is, but you're like doing this a lot, and I don't think that's great. I think I talked to like I think Rose about this too, but you have to move with intent, right? Like there's a lot of times when people just kind of strafe for no reason. Weird rollout, but okay. Just play with your DPS. They move around for no reason, and you just make aiming for like a lot more difficult for yourself for no reason. Hit the heal, dude. Like, hit the heal. Just hit the heal on the edge. Okay. High ground. Play on high ground. You're gonna be making the same error over and over again, so I'm just not gonna mention it again. But like, play on high ground. Good stun. Shoot it. Follow up. Follow up. Follow up. Your Barrack does not need to be healed. Like, he's literally like 80% HP. Oh. Okay, you're missing a lot. I would run Eerie Presence at 4, honestly. I know you have it at 3, but like, you're missing a lot. Big stun. You're dead. You have it at 4. You have it at 3, right? Oh no, you have it at 4. Oh, okay. You're just missing then. If you're missing, like, don't hold it down or don't spam it. Just wait for a second, get your rhythm back, and then shoot it again. And just dead. Yeah. Okay. You're somehow alive. You have Slither, Slither. Good stun. That's a good stun. Oh. You're like moonwalking backwards into like point. This is very exposed. Yep, this against a dredge. If you're getting pushed here, I would like maybe play over here or something. Or like slither into the room with your grok. I mean, like, the problem is you're on point in the first place, and it's kind of hard for you to work around that. But yeah. Okay, let's continue. This Eevee's also kind of popping off. But you're like not playing with the DPS, so she's kind of just winning 1v1s when she could be losing 1v2s, if that makes sense. Alright, you have your ult. Resolve check. Resolve check. Eevee has Resolve 2. Nobody has this Resolve, so 1, 2, 3, free ults. Probably don't want to be ulting Saris if she has any type of Vel. She has Vel 2, that's not enough. You can ult the Saris, the Andrew can get a pick card. Ult the Dredge, Andrew can get a pick, Strix can get a pick.
Capture point spawning in 50
Ult the Ashe,
seconds.
she dies. Inara doesn't. Oh, wait, she's going Treacherous. Okay, free ult there too, you know? So, plenty of ult opportunities here. You're also getting Death Hands too, and he's landed like maybe 2 good stuns, so I think it's pointless. You should be getting Haven. Alright, you're on high ground. Your barracks pushing high ground, that's good. Your barracks leaving high ground, that's bad. You're missing heals. Okay, you could be shooting, but you're not. You're also like putting yourself in a very dangerous situation. All they have to do is have the Ashe walk around this corner and look, get the support, free kill, boop, 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 and you're dead. And or you're forced into this little dead man zone over here that we were talking about earlier. When you could just be here, right? If you were here, that motherfucker's dead. You could be shooting, you could be gourding over here. Like, you're just putting yourself in terrible situations with your positioning. And like, I know we're talking about positioning again, but like that's like 90% of what you're doing wrong here, I think. At least from what I can tell, is you're just putting yourself in very risky situations and you're dying a lot. Like, you've died 6 times already. Like, you've died as much as your Grok and your Andro. That's not great. Oh, you're shooting, let's go, you shot. Okay. This is good, You gotta kill. You're slithering into their backline. That's fine, because they're dead and they're losing space. Okay, now you're capping. Okay, that's a good rotation to make, low-key, because they're all over there, but I don't know whether you made it for that reason or whether you just panicked and slithered in some random direction. Right? Like, you have ult, you can be more brave. If you knew that was happening and you went this way to like heal your Andro and get out of like the dead zone, like the death zone, that's good. If you didn't, then you're just slithering forward blindly, and that's bad. So I'm hoping it's the former, but it could be the latter. Now you're on point, your barracks on point, so you can get off the point. Okay, your barracks off the point, so you can hold the point. Okay, your barracks should take point here. Oh, okay. Slither to cover. You can just turn and slither instead of slithering into danger, you know? Okay, you're still holding on to your ult. Like, you didn't get punished here because, like, they're bad, but still. You're slithering into mid when you could be slithering on high ground. Or just not slithering. You're on mid against a Dredge and an Eevee. You're asking to die. Shoot the Inara. If you're gonna be on mid, at least shoot something, you know? Weird ult. I did nothing. You're playing in mid. You're slithering into danger. Okay, you're like seriously healed on in this game. I know you were telling me about like an aggressive Damba, but this ain't it. I like that you're going for stuns, but sometimes you have to just like be traditional and shoot to do damage. Okay. So you see all this like stuff that's happening around you? There's an Eevee there, a Dredge literally dropping down on you, an Inara right here, a Ceres right here. Where's the Ashe? The Ashe is respawning, okay. And you're right in the middle of it, right? You could be playing here, and like if Eevee dives you, you can slither like over here, or like over here, or like start shooting her, and if she ice blocks, then you can wait for her to come out and then just ult her and kill her. There's many possibilities, but you don't want to be here because you're literally in the cripple field. You're like, this is where you die. I'd be very surprised if you don't die. Okay, you don't die. Hit those heals. I know Barrack's really hard to heal as Damba, because he's got like no vertical hitbox at all. He's just like a wide horizontal boy. Okay, good. It's fine. Keep running. Also, one thing I like to do against Eevee, there's like a little thing, but could come in handy. Since she has a very set fire rate, it's like boom, 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 right? Jump as you hear her shoot. So if she hits a direct hit, she hits a direct hit. But if she hits the floor around you, you take less damage. It's just like a little thing that sometimes comes in handy. Yeah. And also like strafing a bit, but you're trying to get around the corner, that's fine. Alright, you like I think you're going to high ground. Or you're just going to this corner. But your team, like, you know the Grok and Andrew over here. Like, you can see them through walls, right? So you want to, like, kind of back up over here to play with your team. Instead, you, like, cross the Alps to take, like, unnecessary poke damage from the Dredge. Just ult. You could have ulted, but that's okay. 30 seconds. I guess you're playing it safe. There we go. That's like the most value stun you've hit all game. I don't know why you slithered there. Like, you're full HP. She's like 20% HP. Just walk through her, shoot, and kill her. Just kill the Ashe. You're Dom, but you're not Ceres. Kill the Ashe. Instead, you wasted Slither, and now you're getting stunned by Ashe. Right? You could have also ulted that. Okay, you do ult it, but then it's like, it's kind of useless to ult because she's invincible, right? You're dead. Okay.
Enemy killing spree.
Okay, you're coming back. Your team's dead. Okay, I'll charge. Slither forward and shoot things, shoot things, shoot things, shoot things. Okay. Get morale boost. Should be getting morale boost. Because if you get your ult, that could change, that could like turn the tide of this fight. Let's see if you get morale boost.
Capture point spawning in 15 seconds.
No morale boost. You just didn't use 255 credits. It's okay.
3, 2, 1.
Right. Okay, you're like playing stun Damba when there's no need for you to be playing stun Damba. You also slayed off high ground again, but we've been over that. You're missing stuns, so def 10 value is 0. Okay, like Ashe kind of gave you a get out of your jail call. Like she bopped you up there. You could just slither onto high ground, but okay, little thing. You're on high ground. You could have healed Andrew, but you won. Okay, so you won. Let's see. Let's just go back to main menu. So let's go over like things I like and then things I think you could work on. So the first thing is I like I like that you're playing Damba like not as a heal bot. At least I don't think you think you're a heal bot because you're doing stuns, right? Like you're winding up stuns, you're doing CC, which Damba brings to the table. That's good. You're also like healing. Like you got the rotations kind of down. You're just missing a lot, but that's just mechanics. Yeah, like I like that you're stunning, but okay now move on to like things you could work on. Is you're stunning way too much. You know, like you're doing this, and you're like healing, and you're like doing this, and then you're like going back here, and then you're like going back to do this, and you're not even hitting the stun, right? So whereas you could just be doing this, heal, right? And then also like another mechanical thing that you could be doing is like if no one's shooting at you, you don't have to be doing like this with your feet, you know? Like you're not getting hit, you're just making it harder for you to hit your heals. Just like honestly, like the simpler the better, right? It's like so much easier. You can like wall jump, do that. And then if you need to move, you can just like, you know, go like that. Very simple. Another mechanics thing is like you're not turning when you slither. So like if that Nando is in an Aura and he's about to ult me, like I would go that way, you know, be safe. But I saw you do it like twice where you just kind of panic and just hit the button. So if he's about to ult me, I just ult and like now I'm dead, right? So use your slither to dodge damage and to reposition. Like if you get it to do both, then that's a value slither. If you don't, then you're either feeding or you're not dead, or you're not dodging damage. Other things, play on high ground. Like that was probably the most, like the thing I talked about the most in that VOD. Like you're just playing on low ground for no reason at all. And you could be doing a lot more on high ground, right? Ults, like you ulted maybe like 4 times that game. You could ult it more, especially if you got more on boost. Like I don't think Deft Hands is a buy, especially if you're not landing stuns. You landed like maybe 10 stuns that entire game, and then only 1 of them or 2 of them got value, which you could have done without any Deft Hands. Like I never buy Deft Hands on Damba unless I'm against like super dive and I'm actually hitting stuns. Like it's usually not worth it. You'd rather just get like Haven, and then like I usually get Chronos first for sure, and then like maybe Haven, more on boost, you know. And then whatever I need, maybe I get like Deft Hands, Nimble, Rezel. It's usually Rezel. It's usually these 4 items that I get. Yeah. If you ult someone, don't stun them unless your team's around. Otherwise, you're just missing out on damage you could be doing. Like you could shoot 4 times, with, like, or you could stun someone 1 time, right? If you watched Fishnet's like cock video, which sounds wrong, but it's a good video. Damba's like cock size is pretty big, which means that he has a high cost of crowd control, right? Like you can kill someone without stunning them, especially if you like start the fight without winding up a stun. Yeah, so let's just give you like 3 things to work on, because I think there's definitely a lot of potential here. Like you've got the mechanics down, like you know how to play this champion, but like it's just hard to like bring it into a high elo ranked game. So high ground, stop stunning without any purpose and just shoot more, and use your ults more. Just like use it more. If you see like potentially 1 person that can die, just like ult it, and even if you don't, you make space, right? Damba is one of the strongest ults in the game, and you should be using it more. Anyway, I hope that helped. I'm trying not to be like a jackass, but I know I can come off that way sometimes, so I'm sorry if I did. But I'm just being honest, and I hope this was helpful.